So like this dying woman's only request is, I want to go on a walk. They give you a diagnosis and they give you a time frame, and then just continuing to live life normally, you do feel a little bit guilty because you're like, oh shit, like she could die tomorrow, like what am I doing? Do you know, should I? Okay, so I had a holiday booked for my mum died on the Wednesday. I had a holiday booked for the Thursday. So she slipped into the coma on the Sunday. The holiday was already booked like a month prior, and so she slipped in. I seen her on the Saturday, and she seemed okay on the Saturday. And I said, right, mum, do you know what I mean? I'll be back down tomorrow. And she's like, all right, my love, do you know what I mean? I love it when you visit, like, which is when I had the conversation with her about if she's scared of death, is she afraid that she's gonna die? And she was like, no, like, I just wish I could go on a few more walks, and I wish I could come up to your house and see the dogs a few more times, do you know what I mean? So like this dying woman's only request is, I wanna go on a walk. That sits rent-free in my head, like, about what's important in life, and I use that as motivation. I use that as like every time I'm worrying about money or worrying about materialistic possessions, like I just home back in on the fact that this fucking dying woman in her last breath literally just wants to go on a walk. That's literally all she wants, is to go on a walk. So when she actually died, it was like, when she actually slipped into the coma, it was the following day, and I was due to come and see her. And yeah, I got there on the Sunday and the living room was just dark, and I could hear her in pain, like she was rolling around because she wanted to die at home. And she was like, my stepdad was like, he came to the door and he's like, it's not good, man. I was like, what? Like, because yesterday everything was fine. Yesterday she was functional, she was talking to me, everything was okay. She'd text me at night time saying, I'm okay, like, do you know what I mean? And then she was literally rolling around in pain. So I went into the living room, like my girlfriend went into the kitchen and she was chatting to my stepdad. And I went in and it was just fucking, she was under the quilt on the sofa bed and she was like rolling around in pain and making like fucking, and I was just like, right mum, look, I'm not going to bother you today, like I'll come back down this afternoon or I'll come back down tomorrow and I'll see you. And she was like, okay love, I love you, do you know what I mean? I was like, love you. So she was conscious, she was aware of what I was saying. And then Monday morning I went down at 8 a.m. and I got to the front door and my nana came to the front door and she was like, oh I love you, I'm so glad you're here. And I was like, what do you mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean you're so glad I'm here? What's going on? Like, nobody had told me anything. So all the nurses were there, the whole fucking family were there, and I was like just coming down for a normal visit. So I had no idea. And then she'd slipped into a fucking coma. And I went in and that was it. Like she was non-responsive. But one beautiful thing was that when she was laid there, she was laid here like this in a coma. But then I grabbed hold of her hand and I squeezed her hand, and she squeezed my hand 3 times. And her eyes went from here like this, didn't move, nothing moved, just her eyes went over, and I knew she could see me. I knew she could fucking see me. And if I zone in on that one too much as well, that one, like, because that was literally the final time that there was any communication there. And I suppose that we have this automatic response system to fucking compartmentalize, disassociate, our brains start to protect us, you know, like even now, it doesn't stop it being painful, it's just I've practiced and learned how to put it in the relevant box. It's still there, you know? It doesn't ever fucking go away.
I was thinking if I should go to the funeral, like cremation. It already happened 2 weeks ago, but like after I got the information, I even checked the flights and everything.